static and dynamic scoping. What's the difference between them? So, okay, I'm just gonna save it and this will work. Okay, so here, as you can see in our output, so in main program, which is here, main function here, so we have 5, but in our static, we basically have 10. So although we have here although we have our x globally is 5, but in the static scope, we have 10. So it's getting this value since we're using the static scope. But for our dynamic, so dynamic here, we have the 20. We set it to 20, so we have the 20 for our dynamic value. So that's the difference. But here, when we call this one the checking, it's using the global variable 5, so it's not using this 10. So this is only just limited, or this block can only see the 10, so this one doesn't see it. So but for our for our dynamic, so this shows here, this shows that it's temporarily, so it's using this 20. It's the value, the 20 is the temporarily value of this our global x, the global function that we have 20. So it is the what you call this one, the difference between the using the static and dynamic scoping in this particular language, the Perl language. So this shows that understanding the static scope and dynamic scope can play can make the use of functions and variables more efficient. Depending on understanding this will help you become a better programmer by just understanding this. How does it work? So in the lexical scope, the demo function, in the lexical scope, the demo function, so the variable x is declared using my. So I just told you about here. So which means its scope is limited to that block. So I told you, so that's also the same as. So basically that's it. And then here, sees in the dynamic scope. So as you can see, like we call the function check value, but it changes. For here, it did not change. It used the global, because as I told you, it doesn't see the value x10 in the static, because this one it cannot see. So it's searching for that x value within our program. Then it found that 5. But for the dynamic, the variable x is declared using the local. So this means that the value of x here temporarily change, and the change is visible within any function that is called inside our dynamic scope. So that's why if we call this program, it's 20 in the dynamic scope area, because it's temporarily changing the value of our global variable here. So that's the laboratory exercise that I work on using the Perl language, showing how static and dynamic scoping works. So thank you so much, and that's my laboratory exercise 4.